Hey guys, it's Friday night. We're back. Nate's with me. We're in full force. And we are still having a slight technical difficulty with YouTube connecting to Auxxit. Most of you guys watch it on YouTube or Facebook anyway. I think it's better. So that's not a big problem, but it is something I need to get fixed. I don't know how to fix it on my end. I don't even know if it's my end problem. It might be an Auxxit problem. I will reach out to tech support over the weekend and ask somebody to take a look at it and see what the problem is. It could be an Auxxit problem. And anyway, we'll figure it out. Looks like things are going pretty cheap tonight, so if you're looking for good deals, tonight is the night to go and bid. Scroll up and see how many bids we've had. Yeah, it's bids are lean. I started them a little bit lower tonight. Looks like you can get a booster for maybe $11 if you go in there and start bidding. And we may even have some things that don't get sold tonight. It's, you know, as the set ages, bids become a little bit harder, I guess. And but that's the opportunity to get some good deals. But then also on the flip side of it, everybody tends to bend in the last hour too. And I didn't start at 6 hours early today. I started at 2 hours early because I got tied up in doing some stuff. So maybe that affected it also. But anyway, we're here. We got some things to talk about. We're going to talk about Sentinel Strike. That's the new OP that is starting next week. We're going to talk a little bit about states. In fact, I think I was going to lead with Sentinel Strike, but I'm going to lead with states first. So I'm going to come back around to that, and then we'll talk a little bit of X97. But the two things I want to talk about most, I guess, is states and states, provinces, and Sentinel Strike. So on states, we have 48 confirmed locations right now. Waiting for payment for most of them. I have had money is starting to trickle in. They still have a week and a half or so before the deadline. It's not unusual. One of my hardest things every year is been doing this for over 10 years. Sentinels in states, and I mean Sentinels in provinces, and oh my God, states and provinces, and it's always been difficult to get them to do pay. Not all of them. Some of them are like Johnny on the spot. They pay before I even ask them to. But I usually have to circle back around and start bugging them a little bit. And I don't have any room. I don't have, if they don't do it by if you're listening to this, if you don't do it by the deadline, you lose out, because I have to place my order that day that is the deadline so I can get the stuff from WizKids and from Gamer Mats, who is no longer Gamer Mats. We'll talk about that in a minute. But I have to get my stuff ordered to be able to get it here in time for the ones that are running in December and January. And there's also, I really haven't shared this, but there's actually hey, Nicole. Yeah, I know Nicole, but they have a good, I mean, it's going to be good. I think they'll run a good venue. I mean, I like to spread it around, and I like to be fair. Hopefully next year, and I've talked to them too, I'm hoping that we can run one in Pittsburgh possibly, and one where you're at, and split it up, because I want to run 2 next year. Although in a roundabout way, it'll be 3 in a year, because we're actually running this year, next year part of. So there's going to be a lot of states and provinces like, boom. Anyway, I have limited kits that WizKids have available. We have plenty right now. I'm not really seeing a lot of people order double. I hear people that say they're going to order double, and the double kits, which is fine with me. But that's like ordering 2 kits. So I'm waiting to see how it goes. The thing that I've been looking for on states, provinces, the most interesting part to me, which this is kind of because I don't like doing this. Hey, Dark. I don't like doing what I'm about to say. I'd rather everything be the same format. But because of the way everything went down, and because I wanted to do 2 last year, and I promised everybody that the next one would be modern, and that we're planning on doing 2 next year, I said, hell, let's just let everybody choose, okay? It's making some interesting situations in some areas, and I'll talk about that. But the interest point to me is I'm actually wanting to see how many modern and how many silver get chose by venues. Right now I'm sitting at 48. I feel pretty confident that I've got plus 50 because I know there's one more in Canada that I'm like 95% sure they're in, and then I've got one in Maine that I'm waiting to hear back from. There's a few places that I feel very confident of getting. So we're going to be in the 50s, and right now we are in the United States, of course, Canada, Taiwan. I haven't talked to Australia yet. I'm going to be talking. They ran every year. I'll be talking to them over the weekend. Hopefully they'll come into the fold. But we've got Mexico's grown. I think we have 7 in Mexico. We have, which I don't think we'll see Dennis tonight, since we're talking about Mexico, he'll probably watch this later on. It's his anniversary, so if you see Dennis online or something, wish him happy anniversary. It's his 5th year, so happy anniversary, Dennis. Top, and I've got it pinned. No, you're on our page. Yeah, you need to go to Realms Open Championship. We can come back to that in a second. But there it is. And at the top, it's going to be pinned. Go to the top. Is that the top? Oh, you're not on the page yet. Okay. All right. So go down a little bit. Right there. Click the one with that one. I'm sorry I don't remember everything I make rules. I'm like the government. I put rules out and then I don't know what I wrote. So anyway, keep going down. Somewhere, important notes. The deadline to pay for this is Sunday, November 23rd. That means that you have to be approved and paid by November 23rd, or you do not have a states or provinces. No, I usually have a little bit of bend. Don't think I got bend this year. Because of time frames. So those have got to get in. Anybody that's in. We've listed. I went back and listed. If you go back to that other one now, which it's on that page too. If you want to scroll down, either way you want to do it. Nate feels more comfortable on Lucky Dice's page, which is fine with me. But I've listed all the states and provinces and countries that are participating. We have some newbies this year. We have places that I think are pretty cool. We have Guatemala. We've never had Guatemala. I'm also waiting for Brazil. Brazil ran last year, so Brazil's not on here right now. Taiwan has ran every year since we've talked to them, and they got a really good group over there. Spain is brand new. I've been wanting to get into Europe. I'm hoping that runs with great success because I would love to do the UK. I would love to do Germany. I'd love to do I'd love to get into Europe and then starting to run events over there. But Spain has a very good HeroClix community, and I'm hoping that we did. Nicole had dressed up as Ghostbusters, and we were commenting on that. So anyway, we're hoping. I'm hoping to expand into Europe. I like to expand every year. There's some states, Kansas has reached out to me, but they haven't got back with me with anything solid. I had players reach out to me, and they're trying to find a venue. So Kansas is in the works. I have absolutely nothing in Iowa working. Rhode Island has run every year, but the owner that I talk to every year, who usually is a good guy, but he's also slow to pull the trigger every year, hasn't reached back out to me. Hawaii was somebody that we used to have every year, but I'm hearing nothing from them. Louisiana was somebody we have had every year. I think that the place that ran that has fallen off in HeroClix, and I don't know if there really is a good HeroClix community in Louisiana anywhere right now, but that's wide open. Maine, I expect to get in. South Carolina, somebody reached out to me, said, what do we got to do to have South Carolina? I need a venue. The guy that used to run South Carolina passed away. He was very much into clicks. He had been battling a disease, and I don't remember what the disease was, for years. Yeah, it was something to do with his kidneys. I mean, he was like in a kidney machine. Pretty young guy, and he passed away, lost the fight last year, but he was a big proponent of HeroClix. I'm sad, but I'm sad. I'm not good with names, and I cannot remember his name, but I can tell you he was a good fella, and he ran every year. Over the years, there's several HeroClix people that have passed away. We lost Rodney. He was in Alabama. He was a judge that was over in Jasper also. Now he was big. Last time I saw him was at the Rock Cup in Atlanta, and I'd gotten a special room for him and everything. And he also had kidney problems. Lost him. Great guy. We lost Edward's best friend, and again, I'm bad with names, guys, and I'm sorry. We lost him, and he was in the military, and he just fell over one day, and he was just ate up with something, and he was as fit as you. I mean, the guy was fit and strong, and just something hit, just out of the blue, surprised the hell out of everybody. He went to events everywhere, and good player. He was good friends with Edward Shelton at Shot the Community. Just over the years, just losing people. And I see stuff all the time where we lose people. Sometimes it's, we lost another guy that we used to play here back, young guy. His name was Brian, and he was young and had a family. He wasn't renowned in the HeroClix community worldwide or domestically, very wide, but he was known here. And I can't remember what happened to him. He also just fell over. I mean, it seems like most of the people, we've had a few battling diseases. We've had a few that just suddenly just killed over for no reason. And we've lost some to just being, I guess, older. But more often than not, it's just weird things. I miss them all. I mean, I honestly have all those guys, even though I can't remember their name, but I have every one of them still on my Facebook. I refuse to take them off because I like remembering them. Brian had a weird last name. It was, I don't know if he was Turkish or Mid-East, but it was a very long name. Yeah. He might have been Egyptian, I don't know, but it was like an Egyptian name, like Akatanomo or something, I don't know. I'm sorry to say I didn't remember his nationality, but who's saying 3 years ago today? What is that? Yeah, I lost your dad. Yeah, we've all lost parents and stuff like that, and we all hate that, but I'm talking about actually HeroClix players, people that were in the community. And there's some I'm sure I don't know. I mean, I know the internet, our community, our global community, our meta community, whatever you want to talk, it's pretty close tight. So when something happens, we know. And I see that come across quite often. We've got a guy out and I've got to call him. There's a guy that came to the Rock Cup. I had a hell of a time with him. And he was at the Rock Cup in Atlanta. And at that time we had a bar, and he came in early, and we sat at the bar. We got everything ready and prepped, and then we went and ate at the bar and drank at the bar that night because it didn't just relaxed. And he sat there with me and Tracy, and his wife was there. We had one of the best times, just cutting up and being loose. Everything was done. Didn't have to worry about anything. Watching people come in, and if you go to these big events, they're like reunions. So anytime somebody walks in the door, it's like, hey, there's Nate. Hey, how you doing? And that's what I love about these events. And we just sat there the whole time and had a good time. And he's had some hard times. He got a divorce, and he's got terminal cancer. He reached out. I saw his post. He reached out to me. I told him I saw it, and that my intentions were to call him. This has been maybe a month ago, but his expectation wasn't to live more than 6 months. So I've got to place a call to him, and it's something I need to do, but it's also something I'm dreading doing at the same time. And but I mean, we lose people, and I hate losing people, but it's part of life, unfortunately, and it happens. You don't know. You haven't lived until you lost somebody, to be honest with you. I mean, I hate to say that, but I mean, it really puts you in a different set of thinking and perspective on life, whether it's your mother, your father, your grandparents, your aunt, your uncle, your best friend, your friends, or an associate. When you lose somebody, we are, for the most part, early in life, we are sheltered from that. We go through a good part of our life until somebody close to us, most of us don't, some of us have tragedies when we're young, but most of us go through, and I was one of those. The first person I remember losing was my grandparents, but I was an adult then. And so that was the first thing that hit me. And, it's your thinking and your perspective of life changes. So anyway, don't know how I got off on this subject, but there you go. That's my thoughts on it. So what was I talking about before I got off on this subject? Where were we talking about? Oh yeah, the states. Okay. South Carolina did it. So anyway, I'm waiting for the Philippines. I don't know if the Philippines are going to go this year or not. I'm waiting to hear from them. Hopefully I hear something from some of these places. Some of it, I usually always out of the blue have somebody at the last minute like, hey, can we get in? And I'm like, yeah, you need to do it now though. And so anyway, we're sitting at 48 strong. I anticipate getting in the low 50s, which is, I think, pretty good. I think we can do better, but I'm happy with that and happy with running. It's the big, to me, that's maybe, I mean, the Rock Cup and this is probably the two biggest things that we do that I'm most proud of, I guess, of things that we've done. And so, yeah, it's good. So but being that we're running, one of the things that was interesting to me, which is what I was leading into, is I'm actually wanting to see how many people choose modern and how many people choose silver. Because we hear all the time we hear from them, those that don't like things speak the loudest. Okay? So modern players that say they refuse to play silver and don't like silver speak the loudest. People that wish that when we're running just modern, people that wish we would run something else besides modern tend to speak the loudest. Therefore, you can have a misconception because the people that are playing silver and happy don't say a whole lot. Just the people that are wanting a change speak up. You can have the misconception sometimes that the community overall would prefer everything be modern. So this is like the first chance that I'm getting to look at what everybody chooses. I like to think that the venues running these events are in tune with their community and know what they want to run. So what am I seeing so far? A 60-40 split. I'm seeing 60% modern and 40% silver. Lucas is running Minnesota and Minnesota and South Dakota, which always has a good turnout. And he did something I think kind of smart. He did one of each. So it's probably going to be it's probably going to be the same, roughly the same community going to both of them. So you have a silver. He has two different formats. I thought that was pretty cool. So anyway, I'd like to see. Dennis is telling me that Mexico is really high on silver, and they want to run silver there. But the first Mexican one that is chimed in and went on HC units went modern. So I don't know if we're going to get what kind of split we're going to get there.
It probably makes sense that they would like silver more because they are behind on sets.
Yes.
Usually, so it'd be easier for them to run silver, because if they're 3 sets behind,
I agree with that.
it's smaller for them.
I know Taiwan chose silver, for example. So I mean, silver would seem to make sense for the Philippines, and also I don't know what Spain is like. I don't know how far they're behind or not behind or whatever. I mean, you can get it if you're playing modern. You can get modern, but you got to spend some money, and I think it's tougher for international players to spend that money. Mexico, maybe not so much for. I mean, they're pretty close to being up. I think that they're having some difficulty getting in X97 into Mexico, although I've kind of helped a little bit there. And, but other than that, I think it's pretty. I think they could run modern or silver really no problem. All right. So let's talk about the Sentinel Strike. Go ahead and open up and show them the box. I think maybe one of the coolest things, because this is the first time that WizKids has done this, they've actually have a themed box. Our OP kits for all, I've done every storyline event since HeroClix has been running. At the bottom is like you're looking in the head.
Separated head.
But I've done every event since the beginning. And this is the first time they've ever done something like this. I need this right here. So we're going to open up and look at some of the stuff in just a second and talk about, and I want to get Nate's impression when he looks at the cards. Or we might just look at them. We can look at them here if you want to. It's probably easier.
I've looked at some of this stuff already.
Yeah, so we'll bring them up on the screen rather than open up all the boxes. But so being somebody that's went through all the different storyline events, this one, I'm gonna talk about what they have a recommended format, but you don't have to stick to it. I didn't, and I'm gonna tell you why, and I'm gonna critique a little bit on this, and I'm also gonna make some opinions. So first of all, I'm somebody that would prefer things to be in concrete. I would prefer to be by WizKids to tell us how to run this. Now, I don't like this, but if they told me that's what I had to do, I would do it. Okay, I would love to have more input into this before they released it to tell them why and what the problems are and what I like and don't like. I don't like critiquing afterwards. I think I'm run enough events and have a strong enough opinion that I could represent the community in some of these things, and I wish they would let me be involved in the earlier stages on some of this. Now, I went through the biggest storyline event of all was War of Light. War of Light had waves. What they did in War of Light, for those of you who didn't play it, they had 2 waves. They had wave 1, wave 2. So wave 1 had the figures in wave 1 and wave 2 were different. So there was stuff that you could get in wave 2 that you couldn't get in wave 1. So you ran 2 events, War of Light, and you won prizing. You got your batteries, you got your objects for the batteries by playing the events as participation prizes. That was the green batteries, and then you played and it was sealed, and you played each event, and you know whatever you drafted is what you played. Then you went into wave 2, and there was a whole other thing of excitement about wave 2 because now you got new figures. So it was 4 months worth, and then you had the grand prize that you could win. And the grand prize was a Necron, which is a hell of a prize. So that was the biggest event that I've ever seen run, and it had the most people. I was going to other stores. Every event that I went to had 30 people plus. It was pretty amazing and a lot of fun, and it was sealed, and everybody enjoyed it. I went through Fear Itself. Fear Itself was similar, but it was a smaller set, and it got redundant because you started seeing this. The pricing was good, but you were starting to see it was sealed, but you were just playing the same stuff over and over again. So it wasn't. Silver War was the first set, and it's the closest comparison to this. Silver War, Kenny Pena actually was the one that came up with it. And he came up with, it was the first time that we saw Battle Royale maps and kits. You had maps that could be used and as regular play, but they also made them Battle Royale event. And they actually, those folded up, if I remember right. So you had that's when we had a full length thing, and then you could fold, and then you folded up the sides, or you just started from the middle, and you've seen those maps.
I think so.
Yeah, so you had and then you had the starting areas.
He's asking,
It's just something I got to get on, Dark. I've not been in a big hurry about it because we have enough time, and I've been focused on states. So as soon as I get states launched, I will be turning my attention more to back to the Rock Cup. But I do actually have all the information that to be able to do that. But I will get onto it soon. So now back to where I was at. So it was a battle royal type event, and we had prizing that we won each week, and then you had grand prizing at the end, and it was pretty good, but the figures again got redundant. It was and it just and it wasn't the best set in the whole world. It wasn't terrible, but have you ever seen a Silver War piece get played in any meta, or hear anybody about playing anything from Silver War? No, you haven't. I mean, there's some neat stuff in there, but that I don't remember anything ever getting played from that set. So part of what people wanting a set's popularity is that the stuff that's in it's desirable, and there wasn't a lot of desirability in that set. The figures were not fantastically great that you like, oh, I'm gonna build a team around this. It just didn't happen. So this is a suggested format to use. I'm not following it, and it's a battle royal format. And there are three. I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna critique and tell you why that I'm not running it. So there are three events that you're supposed to run. Each event has prizing and participation prizing, and so I'll just read it to you. Event number 1, participation, is you get a one shot, you get some terrain. First place gets a Bastion and Prime Sentinel. Fellowship gets a Prime Sentinel, and Flex gets a Prime Sentinel. I did not do that. Okay, not at all. I'm not doing prizing like that, and I'll tell you what I'm doing. And then the second event is similar, and the third event, then it all adds up, and you get a thing. But they're set up as battle royals. I like the prizing. I like the kit cost. It's fine with me. I have no complaints about that. This is also the first time I've seen, like you saw that box, where we've got a box that's got everything in it for all events. Always in the past, we got like month 1, and this is, you got everything together, and you got month 2, and then month 3. I mean, go back and look at X of Swords, and you remember seeing the big things with number 1, number 2, then number 3. And number 3, everybody wanted because you had Genesis and Apocalypse chases in there. And so, I mean, they did 1, 2, and 3. And they had participation prize. But I enjoyed X of Swords. This one, they put everything in one bundle. If I was going to run this the way that they're doing it, the only way that I would do this, and this is the flaw in it, is that I would run it one day. I would run event number 1 as a battle royal, call it round 1. Then we would do round 2. Then we would do round 3. Then we would add up to the grand prizing. The problem with it is that you have, what I don't like about it is you're basically, let's say I have 16 people show up and I got one kit, which I've got enough participation and everything to support that, but I'm only giving away, if I'm following this, 1 Bastion Prime Sentinel. So that means each table is competing against the other table. So you get pods, and maybe I've got good stuff on this table, maybe I don't, but anyway, each one of us, we're adding points up. It's the order that we finish on the table. but then it's gonna, so if I'm 3-0, or if I win, if I'm first place on that table, then I've got to compare my points to first place on the other table, determine who is first or second, and that means that second, third, and fourth, more than likely on this table, in each table is getting nothing. It's going to be the winners of each table getting something. And I'm not, so I would run it that way if I was going to run it at all. And that's roughly 3 hours of play. Okay? This isn't meant to, but this is supposed to be like a monthly thing, but it's not, it doesn't work as a monthly thing. So if I'm just running event number 1, I've got an hour of play.
Yeah.
Well, my players come in, they don't want to just play for an hour and leave. We're there. I got people that drive, and we're coming in there and hunker down. Generally, we're figuring 3 to 4 hours, you know, and it's part of the fun. I would say that our HeroClix that's here is almost like a club. We see each other every time. We know each other. We're friends. We get together and we pick at each other. And all that kind of stuff, but we're friends and we enjoy being there. That's part of being there that makes it fun. So I don't want to run an hour event. So it means that I've got to do it differently. I don't want to, and then if I say, okay, well, I'm going to run multiple event ones, well, then I've got to buy more kits, and then I've got to figure it just doesn't work. So I don't like it. Okay. So what I did is I made my own thing. I bought extra kits, and so what I did is I took 2 kits, and I'm using those for prizing for the event. I kicked out Fellowship because it's not that I'm against Fellowship, but I think in a small event like this, it doesn't matter. I also kicked out Flex, which Flex would go to the judge or to the store, which would be me. I'd rather go into prizing. So on event number 1, we're going to do a sealed. Okay, so we'll do that next Wednesday. So we're doing sealed for X97. You come in, you buy 2 boosters, no mulligans for this. You buy 2 boosters. I'm charging $38. I'm charging $38 to help cover the cost of the kit as well, because I've calculated it all out, and I'm putting 2 kits in. Okay, so you're paying $38, which that's no taxes because I run it as an event. And quite frankly, that's probably as much as most places charge just with taxes for 2 boosters. So I think it's a good deal. So $38, and then first play. Then we're going to play a sealed, and we're going to do 3 rounds of Swiss, and then the winner of the event will get a Bastion and Prime Sentinel and participation. Okay, and you're going to get 2 points for every win. You're going to get 1 point for every loss. You're going to get 2 points if you have a tournament win. So conceivably, the most you could get would be 8 points in one event. So that's the way I'm going to do that. Okay. Now, second place is basically getting the same thing. Hold on a second. Thank you. So second place is getting the same thing. They're getting as first place. Third place now is going to get a Prime Sentinel and participation. Fourth place is going to get a Prime Sentinel and participation. And that's how I'm doing my prizing. Now what I'm doing is I'm telling everybody to hold on to those boosters. Okay? So we go to week number 2. Week number 2, you come in, or event number 2, I'm not running it every week, but you come to the next event, you buy 2 more boosters. Okay? The first event was 300 points. You're going to buy 2 more boosters, no mulligans. You have the first 2 boosters plus participation prizing from the first event and the second event. You get to use your participation prizing too, which is your terrain and your objects and stuff. So you get your one-shots. You get to use those. And you build a 400-point team out of the 4 boosters. Okay? And that's what you play with, and we rinse and repeat the same thing on the prizing and everything. The points are the same. Then you keep all 4 boosters. Keep them. I'm gonna take pictures of them. Okay? You go into the third event, You've already got 4 boosters. You already got participation prizes. You get more participation prizing, and then you buy 2 more boosters. Now you've got 6 boosters plus all the participation prizing, and you build a 500-point team, and you play with that. And we run it, the 3 Swiss, and then we add up all the points that everybody's got, and you got 2 grand prize winners. You got the guy that won the whole overall event and second place are going to both get a Sentinel Beast and an anti-Sentinel one-shot, plus whatever they got from number 3, and then third and fourth is going to get anti-Sentinel one-shots and head terrain tokens, and then everybody at the end will get maps. That's the way I'm doing it. I like that a lot better than the Battle Royal format. What's your opinion?
Yeah, I haven't read the original one, but yeah, what you were saying with the Battle Royal format, I don't think would work for us because we're never going to have a perfect amount of people to run Battle Royals anyway. So.
And that's the other problem with the Battle Royal format. Now they say
a lot of times we play Battle Royals, we end up getting 6 to 7 people, and then you have a Battle Royal with 3 people, or both Battle Royals with 3 people. So then, wouldn't.
They allow you to run it that way, but I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. If you got 8 people, what do you do?
The Battle Royal thing
10
also
people.
Though is kind of subject to Battle Royals are really kind of based on what you pull. Your first pack could literally just determine the entire game. You're just gonna win the whole thing if you pull Magneto. You're just gonna one-shot everything. You're not gonna die. And if the other people at that table don't pull anything, it'll be even worse. You might have 1,000 points, and the other table all pulled okay, so then the game is a lot closer. And then there's just no way to beat the one guy that went up against crap teams, pretty much. Building seals it's probably better. I didn't read the original thing, so I don't know even what it was, but
The only other thing I think that you could do that would work is you could run multiple Battle Royals that night and just add up all the points and then just keep mixing the table. Yeah. So you maybe run 3 Battle Royals, which means you're going to pull 3 boosters, and you play with that booster just to keep it as fair as possible. I just don't like what they did. I don't like it. I also like it being a little bit more specific. And I think the prizes that they're giving are too nice, too cool, that it shouldn't be very. It's all for fun. I get it, but you're also playing for prizing. I think my way is fun too. I think my way also allows you, and maybe you have a bad draw or bad boosters in tournament 1. Sometimes stuff is bad,
but it's good as a secondary.
Yes, and so when you go into tournament number 2, you draw some good stuff, and you end up using some of the stuff in the first. So it just. That's my opinion, and
the only thing about that I'm not thrilled about is the 500-point teams. But the only really thing I can come up with off the top of my head is just the turns are going to be really long, and our group specifically, a lot of us play slowly.
Yeah.
I find myself playing slowly a fair amount. I think you'll attest. I play defensively a lot of the time, so then. I play slowly. Joaquin plays slowly. You play slowly a lot of times. Rick plays slowly a lot of times. So our games are going to be kind of hard, I feel with 6 actions per person at 500, and it's going to make it where if you take long turns, you might only get 2 turns or something.
My plan to answer that, and I thought about that too. So things are never in concrete. So 2 things that I'm worried about that we're going to discuss Wednesday night. Wednesday night is locked. Okay. I can come back and we can change week 3 to 400 if everybody wants to because of your concern, and I'm okay with it.
I think 400 would be a lot better.
I'm okay with doing that. So we just go 300, 400, 400, or we can go 300, 300, 400, whatever. We could do something there. The other thing that I'm concerned about is on the month 2 is on a Wednesday, and it's the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. You going out of town?
For Thanksgiving.
Yeah. So far, the only people I haven't talked to Rick and them, but I seriously doubt that Rick is going out of town. But the boys that they got girlfriends and they might be restricted to doing certain things. I don't know. We'll have to we'll have to ask them. But I thought we would. I've got it set up to run every 2 weeks. If that Wednesday before Thanksgiving, the only person that said so far they have a problem with it is Jonathan. I don't have a problem with switching that date to make it more accessible for everybody. Yeah. So we also can talk about the format and change it. I mean, as far as the number, I think I like what I did. I don't want to change what I did, but there are some things like point total.
I like that it's sealed. I also really like the no mulligans thing. I mean, I never mulligan anything. When you play sealed, for me, my sealed is I pull stuff and then I play with it because I'm not going to play with most of it ever again. So I don't want to just open boosters until I get a chase that I will inevitably play with them down the road anyway. So I'd rather play with commons and try to make them work.
There's other ways you can do this. I mean, I've thought about this. So first of all right, let me give you another format. I saw somebody else down in Florida that created theirs. They did not follow the Battle Royal format either. And I thought about doing this. And what they did is they did a different format for each. They did constructed, but they did a different format for each event. So this week is pulp. Next time we come in, it's silver. The third time we come in, it's modern. Something like that. And I like that. And I would probably play that for fun. But my problem with that is I feel strongly that this storyline should be attached to the set. Okay?
I think it would be a lot more fun if it was attached to the set.
All the prizes.
You could attach it to the set, I guess, and do pulp and then
restricted
add super rares and then add chases. But the only thing that I see with that, especially for this set, is that the chases are so strong in this set.
They are.
Like, I have none of them. I know Rick and the boys have a lot of them. Like, they're 100% I just lose. Like,
well, the other night we played. You weren't here, but all we played was the X97 set. Well, I built a team that I thought was good, but I didn't want to pull out all the chases. Lo and behold, everybody pulled out the chases.
Oh yeah, I knew that was going to happen.
Well, I beat all the chases.
Oh really?
Yeah.
What were you playing with them?
Well, they played. All right, so Jonathan, what got pulled out was Cable Prime, Rogue Prime, Madeline, Nightcrawler. All those things got pulled out. I didn't play.
Nobody played with what's her name? The girl, yellow jacket. For some reason I'm losing her name.
Emma?
Jubilee.
No, nobody played with Jubilee.
This is going to be, I think it's a really good piece.
So anyway, nobody played with that. And then, of course, and I'm just going to use him as an example, but Ross didn't play with most of that stuff because he didn't have most of that stuff. And so I didn't want to play, I didn't think I was going to outclass the board. I ran, but I had a very unique way of playing it together. I played Leech.
Which I figured would get played.
I played 2 rogues. I played the super rare and the common rogue. I also played a Jean Grey so I had TK and Prob, and then also brought in Cable. And I played, what else did I play? The closest thing to meta that I played was the Emma Frost Prime.
Okay. Well, yeah, that thing's really good.
Yeah. And what I would do is I would get Leech in a position, and like when I played with Keen, he had to get really, really, really mad at me because what I did is I put Rogue next to Leech, and I chose Mastermind and Outwit. So now I had 2 Outwits and Mastermind on her, and then I had Emma by them. And then when they shared the keyword, so every time that and he was using Outwit so he could get to Rogue and get to stuff. And so I'd give another diamond token.
Oh, you just keep using diamond tokens.
And I would just mastermind all the damage and remove a diamond token from Emma. And he hit me I don't know how many times. And then my super rare rogue took out the super rare prime because I would do the knockback thing to where I was doing multiple damage.
Yeah.
And then we got in close enough, so now his Power Cosmics and his Mystics doesn't work because I have Leech there. So anyway, it was still pretty
the
close.
Super Rare Rogue, in specifically playing with only this set, really isn't as good as she should be because there's not equipment. So her.
You mean the Prime?
The Prime. Sorry.
But she's still very
there's not
good.
Equipment. She's
I
still
know.
very.
Oh, she's very,
good.
very good.
But because there's not the equipment, you're kind of paying for nothing for that ability.
You are, but I still think she's very, very good
He
even
played
without that.
Madeline, so I think he just explained how he beat Madeline. He's just walking Leech up, getting rid of her willpower, and not being able to be outwitted, and then taking advantage of that.
Well, I also got rid of all the probs. I got rid of all the progs that she produced. Took a minute, but I got rid of all of them, so I don't have like all these probs and stuff on me.
Yeah.
And then Leech takes away. I didn't have to kill her. When I killed Rogue Prime, I won the game because of the point swing.
Yeah.
And then you don't have Mystics to deal with, and so I was in a situation where I could attack. The ideal situation is being able to attack with Rogue. First of all, Emma's a pretty good attacker herself because she's got exploit and she's got charge and she can do stuff. But Rogue Super Rare, what you want to do is attack something and not kill it. You want to almost kill it.
You just want to knock it back into everything to be able to hit everything.
Yeah. So for those of you that don't know how Rogue Super Rare works, it's very important that you have a TK with her so that you can maximize her ability and get the angles and stuff that you want. When she attacks somebody, she does knockback. Okay, knockback. When you take knockback, it doesn't mean you have to be moved. If I hit something, if there's a wall or figures behind somebody, I've still done knockback. They just haven't moved. So whether she moves or whether she's in a position to where she can't move, you then get to make a second attack on all adjacent figures to the figure that you just attacked. Therefore, you don't want to kill her. Like I was in a situation where I was carrying an object. If I'm with the object, I killed the figure. Without the object, so I just declared I'm not using the object. Don't kill the figure. I do the knockback, and even if you knock her back 3 squares into figures, you get to make the second attack against all of those figures. So you roll again. She's got a high attack. I always had prob in place, and also it doesn't specify when that attack has to occur. It doesn't have to occur immediately. It can be, regardless of adjacency to her.
It says after resolutions, she may make a close attack to her and all opposing characters.
Well, I know, but after resolutions, those is the rest of the turn.
I think it's meaning like right after resolutions. I don't know.
I think it should be that way, and I did play it that way, but it doesn't specify that you have to make the attack right then. So it's a good question.
Yeah, she's really good.
So
TJ had her in our sealed, and I somehow I pulled like really bad packs, and I just got lucky both first games, and one due to pure luck. Rick just rolled really bad. Howard misplayed a few times, and it just made me get a little bit more points. But I looked at TJ's team, and I was like, yeah, it's game over. We don't even need to play this. I had like all commons. TJ had Rogue, Super Rare. Annie had the Jubilee Chase.
So what I want to point out about this, all right, Nate actually verified this. So let's just say you got that Rogue is in a group, and the most that she could have around her would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 figures, or 6.
What do you mean? Like just like touching her, like basing her?
Yes.
7, 8, 8 technically, but 7 if you have an open square.
Well, you have to be able to attack her with an open square. So you're right, because you could attack, like if you were like
you
this.
Go 7.
Yeah. So you have 7 figures. This is the most that you could do. If you had 7 figures around her, and when you attacked her, she couldn't be knocked back. Okay? And So she attacks, and she does damage, but doesn't kill the first figure. She then makes a second attack, targeting all the adjacent figures.
Yeah.
She does not split her damage. She's doing 5 damage. She does not split it between the figures. All 7 figures take 7 damage.
Yeah. She's still on real bad.
Yeah, I know. I didn't know.
Yeah, she's ridiculous. Like TJ ran over. I thought I had positioned good enough when I played TJ, but he ran over and knocked me back into myself first, and then hit me with Rogue, and he literally wiped my entire team pretty much in one turn. I had 2 characters left, and they were both like almost dead in one turn.
Nobody's getting rid of Prob.
It's ridiculous. He was. He said that he took out all of her.
Prob, yeah, I did it with the Pogs.
He killed all of them.
Yeah, you just attack from outward. You attack 1 or 2 of them out of range. What I was trying to set up, and I was hoping that he would.
Phantasms, not illusions.
Ah.
Sorry.
What I was wanting to do, if he would have positioned it the way I was wanting him to do it, like if he'd kept all of his probs around Madeline, okay? So you move up, and then I move Leech up, and I outwit her power cosmic, and I get rid of. It doesn't really matter whether I get rid of her mastermind or I'll get rid of her mastermind, and then I'm charging in there with a 13 with 1 or 2 probs of my own, and I'm positioning myself as best as I can where I'm getting probbed the least that I can, and I hit his Madeline. He's got all this, and if he's got 4 probs, all those little pogs next to her,
Yeah.
then I'm hitting her. She ain't masterminding. I'm not killing her. In my next attack, I'm hitting her and killing her. And then all the stuff that's adjacent to her, which are all her little probs, all go poof.
Yeah. She's not killing her phantasm bystanders with. You could just run over and use pulse wave with anyone, and it just gets rid of all of them, and none of them can prob it. So. Although she is really ridiculous, there's actually a good bit of things in this set with Pulse Wave. So just Pulse Wave. Just run over Pulse Wave if you have it, I guess. You might not have it, but there's a fair amount of stuff in this set that has Pulse Wave. And if you Pulse Wave, you just negate all of her probs, and then all those just blow up.
He had a ridiculous amount of prob. It wasn't just that. He also had 5 probs just with that. And then he also had, what was it, Cable? Cable's got I think he was playing a Cable. And
This one?
Yeah, is that one?
He has prob.
He had, that Cable had prob, she had prob. And then he also had an outwitter, I think it was Bishop, who was a Mystics. He was playing with that too. So it was a comment, I'm pretty sure it's Bishop. Yeah, he was playing Bishop. So he had a lot going on. And he was playing Bishop, I think, at the lower point value. No, he wasn't, because I know he had outwit. But anyway, it was just, it was fun. I think that team is. There's a lot of combinations. Everybody is focused on all the chases and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. There's other stuff in that set that is very good. That you can do a lot of that you can. That like I didn't play with what I would thought was the meta stuff. I mean, sure, Emma is. I think Emma's better than. I don't think that Emma is that people are really paying enough attention to her yet.
You talk about the Prime.
Yeah, the Prime.
Oh, I don't think they are either, because everybody's this Rogue Prime is what everybody's after. That Emma is just going to be ridiculous. I think that is going to be ridiculous at some point. Somebody's going to come up with a good team. This is so crazy to me that they did this. Like that she has Pulse Wave of full damage and knockback. I mean, yeah, she has to get somebody in a direct line of fire, but like it's not really that difficult to do that. And like she's really not your attacker in the first place. It's just going to come up sometimes. But like she can just nuke somebody. I'm talking.
All right, so hold on. She might instead target a single opposing character within range along the direct line of fire. If you do, she deals her printed damage value instead.
Right, and she has knockback on.
All right, well, hold on. I'm trying to. Oh, she only does it to a single figure. She doesn't
Right.
do it. Yeah. So
But
she
it's
has.
still just nuking somebody.
Yeah, I know, but that's the old pulse
And-
wave. She has the old pulse wave.
Yeah. And because she's using Pulse Wave, even though she's only targeting one character, it doesn't. Hold on. Instead target a single opposing character within range. I read Pulse Wave when he was using her, and it still is going to negate, because of the wording on it, it still negates everybody's powers that
Yeah.
aren't being targeted. So you just run up, and even if you're only shooting one person, nobody else can prob you because they're still technically in the Pulse Wave because they're within 4 squares.
Wait a minute. She may a single opposing character within range and longer. So in other words, she can go into a bunch, and she says, "I'm just attacking this figure." She's got a
Right.
direct
Yeah.
line. Okay.
Yeah, and then
so
she
that's
just
not
hits
like
them.
the old pulse wave.
She just hits them for 4 damage.
Yeah. So
Which-
yeah, that's good.
Is really, really good. She's also got, like, she's survivable because she's got that stop click. She's got prob herself.
Well,
She's
her weakness is her attack. You're not
right,
have some
like you need
perplexes with it.
perplexes, but I mean, you do have prob, and you're going against their printed values. Like, they're not going to be plussed up either. So
Well, some
like,
of them, there's not most of the figures you're
19
wanting.
is
Yeah,
probably the
19 is.
highest that you're shooting for. You have at least one prob. If you have somebody that has higher range than her.
And she also goes. What's crazy about that is she shoots through blocking,
right. Yeah.
so you can actually barrier her and then pulse wave.
Yeah, she's really good, and I think somebody will come up with a really good team for her. DBZ wants to know what we think about Chase Magneto.
I think he's good. I
I
don't think
haven't
he's.
played against him or with him, so I can't talk on that. But I think me and Howard both think that he's really good.
Well, I think that he wins a seal tournament because you're going to have stuff
yeah.
with him. But as far as being played and constructed, I don't. It's too many points. I just think.
I think somebody might come up with something for him in constructed, only because you do have 50 points to try to play with some equipment and maybe add a few little characters here and there that might help him. Only because this ability that makes it to where the other characters not named him can't be given a second action token. If you could, I don't know the character that can do this. There's a Spider-Man that can, but he's just not very good. I was thinking you run up with somebody that has triple target and you in-cap their team, and then they have tokens. And if they can't take those tokens off with like willpower or something, well, they just have to pass their turn. And then you in-cap them again, and then they can't do anything again.
Well, I
And they
mean,
have to pass their
I
turn.
get it. I'm not. Most figures that are that high of value, they can destroy other teams, but they usually fail from winning the tournament.
Yeah.
There's been a few exceptions over the years,
Yeah.
but in general, I think there's enough stuff to counter what he does. That
Yeah.
it's,
I think he's really good. I think you'll probably see him in games. But like Howard said, I don't think he's going to go and like win a bunch of tournaments outright. But it's really just because when you have one character that's huge, 250 points, like you're going to get ganged up on. The other team's going to come across with Blue Beetle or something and a bunch of other just hard hitters and just hit you.
Champagne show washing over me. It's a sweet, sweet life.
I didn't remember. I didn't know I was connected. But anyway, I think you have. I think there's too many counters. You got Blue Beetle that can obviously do things away, but I mean you could put Destroyer on him or you can get a 22. I mean there's ways to buff his defense up also, which is scary. Because
He's
you
just
could.
outwittable, actually, without Blue Beetle. I was just bringing up Blue Beetle because he hurts other people, but
Well, he is out.
he is outwittable. Magneto can be outwitted.
Yeah, he's outwittable, but he can get up to a 22. So you don't need some perplex and stuff. I mean, even like Rogue could knock the hell out of him.
Jubilee will knock the crap out of him, too.
But she's going to be hitting high numbers, and
Yeah,
that's
she
the
needs a
thing.
10, but you perplex a few times, and then she just hits him to his first stop clip without outwitting him.
It just, I mean, you're gonna play something like that. You're gonna play somebody that needs to hit an 11 against you, and you're like, and they're gonna roll the 11.
I mean, that Jubilee is 45 points. So what would be like the ideal turn to kill him? You outwit his invincible, hit him to stop, and then Jubilee pulse waves him because it goes through his invincible and everything. 1, 2, 3, 4. It almost puts him to his next stop.
It's I'm not saying he's bad. I think he's good. I think in sealed he's fantastic, but he's still beatable in sealed too. There's enough stuff in this set to be able to deal with him.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Only because he's outwittable. If he wasn't outwittable, I think if he had Cosmic or something, he would be like actually really kind of like a good figure that you're going to see a lot.
well, I think it's got. I think he wipes your basic teams, like the team that you had, he would wipe.
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
But
that I had was terrible.
you have to have the right thing in sealed to beat him. He's beatable, but if you don't pull that thing that can kill him and fight with him, he's just going to wipe you. Mm-hmm. If somebody pulls that in this event that we're running, like the first week, they have an extreme advantage the rest of the way.
Yes.
Especially if we go 500 points, because then you can put 250 points with it.
For sealed and battle royals, he's probably the chaser. Him or Bastion's crazy for that too.
Well, if we were having worlds right now,
one of those two for sealed.
I would bet money that if we were having worlds or we were running a major event right now, WizKids, they would tell you that you can only play them on. Well, he doesn't have a lower point value, but I don't know what they would do. That's a hell of a lot of stuff to, man. I don't know how you do not win a sealed with him. I mean, a battle royal with him, because you're going to have.
No, yeah, I mean, you're literally shooting 13 for 5 penetrating with him.
Yeah, but you also
you're just
have
nuking somebody. There's a lot of clicks in this that can't take that. I mean, like I've clicked on.
But you've got 3 other
multiple
figures.
Things are at 3, 4. That was almost.
You got 4 other figures because it's a battle royal. You choose him first. You still got 4 possibly decent figures besides him.
Yeah. There's a lot of figures in this set that only have 5 clicks too, so he just hits them and they're just dead. So like any 6 range is pretty good for this. He shoots through blocking. He runs through blocking. Shoots through characters.
DBC saying Kong and Magneto. That's pretty nasty. All right, let's. The auction's ended. We need to go. Let me have the mouse for a second. I need to go make sure that everything did sell, and then we'll go from there. All right. So chat. I've got it. This is different than the one I use at the house. So go here. We create event, and then is there anything? Looks like we're good because something would pop up right there. If it did, it would. Let's see. Yeah, it should pop up and say that I've already got some stuff. All right, so good. Everything's sold. We're good there, and let's start doing some prizing. I guess put that in. I got some pretty interesting things this week, so I'm going to start farthest away. I'm putting in a Queen of Fables. This Queen of Fables is a legacy figure. It's out of the Superman set, so that's the first figure that's going in. Then I've got a Deadpool. This Deadpool is the prize figure that was out of Wolverine and the Weapon X. I'm sorry, Deadpool and Weapon X.
Sharpie. It's not in mine.
It's just a knife.
Yeah, there's not a Sharpie in my drawer at all.
Oh, Sharpie.
Yeah.
There you go.
Let me see that. This is a little tiny.
Okay. So anyway, I'm putting that in there. I've got a Leader Legacy card I'm putting in there. I've got a Piranha Tank I'm putting in there. I've got an 8 of Pinnacles I'm putting in there. I've got a WKO prize. I've got the Black King going in, another WKO prize. Forge going in. I've got from Black Panther and the Illuminati, we have Rune going in. We have from Collector's Trove, we have Namor going in. We have Magneto from Dark Phoenix going in. If you haven't noticed, I said this last week, I'm putting more stuff in the bounty. because I've got more stuff than I can give away quick enough, and it's accumulating rather than unaccumulating. So we're going to jump it up a little bit. I've got a Mr. Oracle and Oberon. This is coming from Brave and the Bold, double bass, back when they first started making them. We got a Champion Super Rare coming from also Black Panther and the Illuminati. And I got one of my favorite pieces. Now, when I was a kid, I used to see this. It was on Super Friends. And this was the first time they actually did the Super Friends. They did the Super Friends chases later on, but they did the Wonder Twins way back in the day. This is from DC 75, and they did Gleek, which was the little monkey that hung around with the Wonder Twins, and way back in the day. Now, when I was a kid, I didn't really like the Wonder Twins. I didn't like the Gleek because I was smart enough to know what they did it for. They were putting in Gleek and the Wonder Twins to attract kids to the show. And I was one of those kids that wanted more realism, and I didn't want to feel like I was being used to. They were putting in these characters for me to be able to watch the show. I wanted Superman. I wanted Batman. I don't want to see the Wonder Twins and Gleek, but they were like, I felt like they were like for 5 or 6 year olds to attract them to the show, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So anyways, Gleek's going in there, but now I like him. Why do I like him? Because it takes me back to that time period, and I like the fact that there's things that I didn't like when I was a kid that they make, and I get excited about because it was part of me being a kid, even if I didn't really like it on the show or whatever, wasn't a fan of it. All right, so we need to pick a figure. Go ahead and take that down so we can see both screens real good. Type in here that about that we are live streaming, that they have to go to YouTube or go to Facebook, that we're about to open up boosters. And we apologize, and we'll try to get this fixed. There's only one person in there, but that might just be us. You're typing to nobody. Forget it. That's just us. We'd be telling ourselves that. So everybody went to the live stream apparently, and so we're going to be opening these up. We need right now. We need a super rare. We need a super rare from the set for the bounty figure. And if you're paying any attention, we got a pretty good bounty started.
Not brown suit either.
Super rare from the set. Somebody throw some stuff out. Nicole, come on, throw something out. Need some nominations, guys. I know you don't want to just stare at us all night long and we just sit here. I mean, we're capable of picking it. I'm going to give you guys just a few more seconds to do some nominations. If you nominate something, you may just, there's a Wolverine. There we go.
Wolverine's not a super rare.
It's not a super rare. No super rare Wolverine. But I like the idea. I appreciate the vote. I need a super rare, not a prime, that is in the set.
Magneto, Professor X, Cyclops, Cable, Marvel Girl, Abscissa, Storm, Rogue, or Emma Frost.
Let's go Abscissa. Abscissa is going to be it.
Emma Frost. Jean Grey.
Oh, we got,
Grey's
okay. There you go. We got, all right, well, I'm looking at you guys now. Emma Frost, Jean Grey, and Rogue.
Emma Frost, or we need a second on Rogue or Emma Frost.
Emma. There we go.
Okay, cool. So
Emma is it. Hey, Gracie.
Sorry, DBZ. We're trying to use you, but you chose only non-super rares.
And Gracie, I think I saw a post where you lost a pet, I think.
I guess he was talking about Marvel Girl.
Okay, yeah.
Jean Grey.
Well, anyway, we got what we want, and I know how that feels, and I'm very sorry. So, anyway, if I'm right, I could be wrong. I am old and feeble and all that stuff. All right, we're going number one.
Yeah,
I'm going the other way. I was going number 11. See, I told you I'm old and I'm feeble. Of course, it doesn't help that he lays out the boosters in Chinese.
Right to left,
Yes. All right. So booster number 1. Last week you weren't here. The very first brick that I opened had 2 chases, 2 primes, and one of them being the Rogue Super Rare, and 3 more Super Rares in it. It's a good brick. All right, here we go. Number 1. We got something in number 1 right off the bat. All right, we have a Jean Grey, which I like a whole lot. She's good. I mean, TK prob, and she produces a bog that actually does something. It's gonna hurt you.
I let her in that one.
Yep. So we got Cyclops, all commons. We got Wolverine common. We got a Morph, uncommon, and we do have that's another figure that nobody's really talking about that I think might be able to be utilized. And then we got a Storm, super rare. That's our first super rare of the night.
We're on booster 2. You got a Prime Sentinel common. You got a Jubilee common, the B version. You got a Wolverine common, the number 11. And then you got Prime Sentinel uncommon. You got Callisto rare. Not much going on there.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, Gracie. I guess my memory hasn't gone too far away yet, but yeah, I understand how that is. So I'm going in number 3. We have a Gambit common. Somebody's going to have to figure out how to use those Gambits too. That's going to be nasty. Friend of Humanity common. Dr. Valerie Cooper common. Another Friend of Humanity uncommon. And then we got a Nightcrawler rare. But the overall, except for the Nightcrawler, I would be disappointed pulling that. That's not what I would call a good start
That
to.
was my booster.
Yeah.
All right, so booster number 4. You got a Friend of Humanity common. You got a Beast common. You got a Magneto common. Boulevard Trask uncommon, the A version. You got a Sunspot rare. I still think is one of the better like sculpts. It's really cool.
Yeah, he does look cool. You still not watch the show? Damn it, watch the show, man.
I haven't had enough time to finish the original before.
All right. So what am I on? I'm on number something 5. I've got a Gambit common, a Rogue common, who I like a lot, Gambit common, a Bolivar Trask uncommon, a Bastion rare, and I've got a Sinister Science one shot. You know, it's you're missing a few things, but rogues, just running rogues in this alone is all the rogues.
The rogues are all really good. All right, we are on booster 6. You got a common Cyclops. You got a common Gambit, the basketball one. You got a common Leech, an uncommon Wolverine. You got a rare Executioner.
Okay. Now, this is going to be played a lot too, just as a sideline too, which is also another reason to play the Jean Grey because it comes in. All right, so I've got a Magneto uncommon. I am on booster 7, Sentinel Technician common, a Leech common, a Magneto common, and I got Phoenix rare, which is the one I was talking about. I think it's good by itself, but on the sideline, adding it on there with you got the Madeline Chase you can bring her in on. Oh yeah, you got Madeline, you got Jean Grey. What else? Is it just those 2? And Marvel Girl.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
The DBZ, the alternate cards go into the bounty, and if somebody wins the bounty on their booster, they'll have the opportunity to open them. So they win those alternate cards if they win the bounty. So we don't necessarily open them unless the person that wins them
it's
wants
their
to.
choice. Last week was usually we always open them up because they tell us to.
Yeah.
But last week, whoever won it, I don't remember who won it, but they didn't want it open, so we didn't open it.
Okay, we are on booster number 8. We've got a Sentinel Technician Common. We've got a Prime Sentinel Common. We've got a Jubilee Common, the A version. We've got a Wolverine Uncommon, and then you've got a Forge Rare. This might be the first time I've ever seen them.
We are getting close to the end, and people are, these last boosters should be getting a little excited because we haven't seen a Prime or a Chase yet, and I don't have it in this one either. So I got a Sentinel. I'm in booster number, I keep forgetting to look. I'm in number 9. Sentinel Technician Common, Prime Sentinel Common, a Morph Uncommon, a Professor X Super Rare, and I've got a Dino Man. This one is the A version, which is the orange one. Oh, there we go.
All right, we are on booster number 10. Booster number 10, you will be happy. You get a common Magneto. You get a common Beast. You get an uncommon Madeline Pryor. You get an uncommon Magneto. And then you've got the Chase Cyclops. Who is one of the coolest sculpts that I've seen.
I saw somebody modify that, and they like put him way up in the air, and they turned him kind of upside down, shooting him around. It's pretty cool looking. So we should have stuck with my idea. Whoever has got booster number 11 is going to wish they stuck with my idea because the Emma is our figure, right?
Yeah.
You know, so should listen. We should just stuck with me. So I got a Jean Grey Common, a Cyclops Common, a Dino Man. This is the B version, the pink purple version, and I got a Prime Sentinel Uncommon, and then I got a Abyssa.
I think it's Abscissa.
Abscissa? I got an Abscissa. Sounds like I got a missing tooth. I got an Abscissa Super Rare, which is what I was going to make we were originally going to make, but everybody finally chipped in.
Alrighty, we are on the last booster of this brick, booster number 12. You've got a Common Gambit, the basketball one. You've got a Friend of Humanity Common. You've got a Storm Uncommon. You've got a Captain America Rare. And then you've got a Marvel Girl Super Rare.
And we did not pull a Prime in that one, did we?
No.
Yeah. That's not as good as our first brick last week. All right, so that means more prizing. I've got another WKO figure. I've got Impulse. I've got another WKO figure. I've got Captain Cold. These are still sealed, by the way.
Of course, the second alternate card is going in.
Yep. Let's keep these separate because we got them all bagged up and we got to dig through everything. We'll just put them like just to the side a little bit. That way, if they want to open them, this one's still got all the tape on it. All right, so I got an Aquaman Super Rare out of Superman. I really want them to make a really, 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 really good Aquaman. I still don't feel like that's happening yet. All right, so I've got a Ronan the Accuser. This is at a collector's trove, and I do have his universal weapon with him. So that goes in the pile. We have a Mr. Sinister out of Xavier. That's going in the pile. Then I've got a Magneto Prime out of Xavier. I've got an Ant-Man out of Collector's Trove, super rare. I'm going to jump back up here. We're going to throw in another WKO figure. We're going to throw in Heatwave. Then I'm going to throw in 7 of Pentacles, tarot card. And I'm going to throw in a Pit Trap debris. And I think that'll do it for right now. And are you doing the right to left thing again? See, 13, 15, 17, 19. I need 21 and 23. Yeah, that one and that one. Okay. All right. The bounty figure is the same. We are looking for an Emma Frost. We're also looking for our first Prime, which I hope we hit. Let's See, I went and got a bag and got this all ready to go, and we didn't hit the daggum thing this time. It's what's going to happen, isn't it? All right. So, booster number 13. We have a Gambit common. We have a Friend of Humanity common, a Dr. Valerie Cooper, which I've also been using her. I think she's really good. She's really cheap, and what she does, she gives you. I used her on my team. That's what gave me leadership. She's got Mastermind and TK. Anyway, so Dr. Valerie Cooper common, Morph uncommon, Forge rare. It's been a long time since I think that we've looked at a set and seen so much potential for meta out of so many figures.
Yeah. How many super rares are there that are actually like just not good for meta? That you can think of.
I think the Professor X can be good. Mm-hmm. I don't know about I'm not really hip on the Magneto or the Cyclops.
Cyclops, no. Magneto, I think it's possible somebody comes up with something. Obsessa, if somebody's making an X-Men team, will get used.
Then you've also got, I think the super rare Rogue is good. That's two. Yeah. That's meta. Super rare
Emma's
Rogue.
Not good. Super rare Emma non-prime, not good.
Right. What else is there?
I don't think there's anything else.
Yeah. So it's not the super rares. There's two super rares.
Marvel Girl.
Yeah.
And she's not going to be good for meta either. Probably.
She's a little bit too many points.
Cable also probably not going to be good for meta. Cable Prime will, but not.
Yeah, but you got all the primes are in the.
All the primes are good. Every single one of them.
Yes, and then you got what, 4 primes? That's four primes, 6 figures from that.
I think every chase in the set is usable.
Cyclops.
Maybe part Cyclops.
Cyclops
because he has such a cool sculpt. I wish he'd get used.
Yeah.
I just don't know if he will. Maybe somebody that's really good will come up with a cool team.
But all the rest of them are.
All the rest of them.
That Wolverine chase, that B version is really good.
I think all of them might get used at some point, like at least attempted.
Yeah, I think all of those, and then we got a mixed match of I think the Rogue could be used. I used it the other night. I think the Eugene Gray's or Madeline's. The one I just
Valerie
had.
Cooper, I think she's possibly going to get used because you can just kill her instead of killing something else, instead of something else taking damage.
Leech.
And she's 25 points. Leech will definitely get used.
Maybe the rare Nightcrawler.
The alternate card for the rare Nightcrawler is really good.
I think there's a good close to 15 figures out of this set that can hit the meta, and I've not seen that.
Yeah, and they're all fairly different. They're not the same. They all do something that's different, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
We're on booster 14. We've got Sentinel Technician common. We've got Jubilee common, the A version. We've got Storm uncommon, Wolverine uncommon, and we've got the Rogue super rare.
Oh, we didn't mention the Phoenix also. That's the Phoenix rare. That's definitely meta too. Yeah, I mean it's a lot. Did we mention Jubilee? No, we mentioned Chase. Yeah.
The Chase Jubilee.
All right, so I've got a Emma Frost. So I got the Emma Frost. So we have a winner. Who has? I was thinking, it wouldn't even hit me. Who's got booster number 15? I've got Emma Frost. Let me run this down. I got Sentinel Technician, Madeline Pryor uncommon, Jubilee common, and Phoenix rare. I've got the Emma Frost super rare. So whoever's got that has won the bounty. Jasperedo. I think he might have won last week. You have the bounty, sir. You need to let us know in just a few short minutes if you want us to run the open your cards up. Last week, if you won, you did not. So unless he says something really,
he usually does if he wins. He's won a few other times.
I may be wrong on whoever it was last week didn't want him open. I may have it wrong.
But we'll. I'm going to continue to go through these. Jasperedo, if you just want to shoot us a message if you see it, and just let us know if you want us to open your alternate cards.
Yeah, just say open or whatever, either wherever you're at.
So we are on booster 16. This is also a good booster. We're going to go start with a Friend of Humanity common. We've got a Sentinel Technician common. We've got a Dino Man uncommon, the B version. He's purple. You've got the Prime Sentinel uncommon. And then you have the Cable Super Rare Prime that is really good.
Yeah, that's our first, yeah. That's probably our best piece so far tonight, right?
Yeah, he's really good. He said, please sealed.
Yeah, see it. Yeah, that was right.
Okay,
So,
cool. So we'll keep
throw
him
that
in the
back
bag
in there.
then.
Yep, there we go.
Get him sealed.
All right, so now I've got a Forge Rare. I've got a Friend of Humanity common, a Cyclops common, a Friend of Humanity uncommon, and a Wolverine common, and that was for booster number 17.
All right, booster number 18. You are starting off with a Magneto Was Right one-shot. You've got a Cyclops common, you've got a Beast common, you've got a Dr. Valerie Cooper common, you've got a Boulevard Trask uncommon, the B version, and then you've got a Captain America rare.
That hand symbol that's on the figures, you know, look at it, look down, it makes you feel like you got something because it's bronze always. That symbol,
Oh, yeah.
it makes it always feel like I got something.
Underworld team
Yeah,
ability.
yeah. I said the hand, yeah, I meant the underworld. All right, so I've got this is number 19. Yep, I've got a Prime Sentinel common, a Executioner rare, which is not bad. He's not bad. I don't think he's meta, but he's not bad. Cyclops super rare, a Dino Man uncommon, and then a Magneto common. 01.
Booster 20. You have a Rogue common. You got a Jean Grey common. You got a Leech common. You got a uncommon Friend of Humanity. Then you got a Sunspot rare.
All right, I've got booster number 21. We didn't pull the chase yet, have we?
Do not think that.
That should be due. Okay. I got a Nightcrawler rare. We got a Morph uncommon, a Magneto uncommon, a Rogue common, and a Gambit common. You get it going? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Alright, booster number 22. You will be happy. You got a Gambit basketball version common. You got a Dr. Valerie Cooper common. You got a Boulevard Trask uncommon, the A version. You got a Wolverine uncommon, and then congrats, you have the Chase Magneto.
Good chase.
Yep.
We were just spending some time talking with him, talking about it.
And I'm going to try to get back in here, right?
So I think that he would, I think that he would be playable in pulp. Not pulp, in silver.
He definitely would be playable if he could be used in pulp.
Well, I think, yeah, pulp, yeah. But in silver, I think that you can play him.
You definitely can, I think, because
And
you have so many more points to build
So
around.
you play with him and then you have 150 more points.
Yeah.
So it's supposed to be half, but they're saying from what the rule was changed, where if you got a figure that's just that much value, you're supposed to be able to play with him. So,
Yeah.
potential in silver. Dino Man, uncommon, Executioner, rare, Prime Sentinel, common, Beast, common, Wolverine, common. That's my last booster. That was number 23.
All right, booster 24, last booster of the night. You got a common Beast. You got a common Gambit, the basketball version. You got a Prime Sentinel common. You got a Madeline Pryor uncommon, and then you got a Bishop Rare Prime. So the second Prime of this brick.
It happens. Yeah, sure did. All right, congrats everybody. I think we had a decent pool tonight. What last week was just surreal, kind of. It was just like over the top, but decent bricks, decent.
Yep.
And so everybody should be happy. We'll be back next week. We'll talk some more state stuff, maybe some more X-Men stuff. We should be able to give you a report on our event that we have on Wednesday. So anyway, everybody, good night.
Good night, everybody. Congrats, Benoit.